Hello everyone, welcome to Deacon's NFL Talk. I'm your host Deacon, and welcome back to another episode on the channel, episode 41 on the channel. This week it's actually been a quiet week this week. We have two topics of NFL news and one quick hit. After that, we will have highlights and lowlights from the past week. Then we have the AFC and NFC Pro Bowl rosters, Week 17 recap, Week 18 power rankings, Week 18 predictions. No NFL fantasy stardom sit-em, since I'm guessing most of you guys' leagues are over by now. And then one question of the week. And that was some of the episode. I would not be shocked if this episode was shorter than 30 minutes, but we'll see. But this is Deacon's NFL Talk. Alright everybody, we're going to jump right into the first topic, and this week we're starting off with Saquon Barkley, who will not be playing this week. We all wanted him to see him play to break that rushing record, but he will not play this week. He's sitting this week. Last week he became this is something that Barkley can be proud of. Last week he became the 9th player in NFL history to rush for 2,000 yards in a season or more, and he beat that. He's like, pretty sure he ran for like 2,105 yards, unless that's the record. But, I mean, really, really impressive season. I mean, I feel like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, they've been the two best running backs in the league this year. And there's no doubt. And Saquon Barkley is MVP conversation, even though it's going to be hard for him to win it with Lamar and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow in that conversation. I think Saquon does have a good shot at it. If anything, he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year, and that's really it. But he is 101 yards away from breaking the record, but he's not going to play. I really want to see him play, because even Charles Dickens came out and said he didn't want Saquon to break it, which it almost sounds like he's kind of selfish for wanting to keep be the record holder. And it makes sense why the Eagles don't want him to play, because, I mean, yeah, you have at least the 2 seed. You have at least a 3 seed locked in, I believe. One or the other, I can't remember. You have at least a top 3 seed, and if you lose Saquon, it's going to be really hard for them to. I mean, Saquon has really been the only reason the Eagles have been good. Like, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, they've been underwhelming. Dallas Goedert's been underwhelming. It's really just Saquon and Jalen Hurts. It's literally the receivers and tight ends have nothing to do with their success. It's literally just Saquon, and that's it. I mean, earlier in the year, AJ Brown came out and was the one thing that they needed to improve on is passing, and obviously they did. But I feel like still Saquon is carrying the whole load. I mean, this year he has 10 100-yard rushing games and 5 of 150 plus this year. So if he would have started, or if he did start, I guess, he would definitely break that record, and there's no doubt in my mind. But unfortunately, he's just not going to play. I really would love to see him play, but, it is what it is. It makes sense why the Eagles aren't going to start him, because, it is risky, especially when you're chasing. Really, if you're talking to Saquon, would you rather beat the record, or would you rather be healthy for the postseason and really have a really good chance to win the Super Bowl? It's really just pick your poise. And I don't know if Saquon had something to do with this. I don't know if he chose this. I really don't know what happens here. But the last topic, Packers corner Jaire Alexander done for the season with a PCL injury. This is a huge blow for a Packers team that just really needs to be at full strength when they get into the postseason. And I'm not saying that one player is just going to make them really bad. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm sure the Eagles will be just fine. I don't think there's going to be any issue there. But, the Packers, Super Bowl contending team for sure. He will undergo knee surgery at some point. But the good news is for the Packers, though, according to ESPN, if Green Bay makes the Super Bowl, he could return. So that's actually really good news to hear. All you have to do is go to the Super Bowl. It's not that hard. But let me pull up the playoff picture real quick. By the way, we probably will get to the playoff picture once everything is finalized next week, so that'll be a good episode. But the playoff picture right now, the Packers are currently sitting at the 7 seed, so they will likely play whoever the 2 seed is, which is probably going to be the Eagles, I believe. Eagles or Vikings or Lions. It's really up in the air in the NFC. But, yeah, right now the Packers, if the season ended today, the Packers would play the Eagles in Philadelphia. That's rough. And if I can think right, the 3 seed plays a 6 seed, and the 5 seed plays a 4 seed, which the 4 seed isn't even announced yet. So I would say if the Packers beat the Eagles, the Packers would probably play either the Commanders, Rams, or Buccaneers or Falcons, and I think all of those are very winnable games. And then the NFC Championship game will probably feature either the Lions or Vikings. So they have a lot of tough games to go through in order to get to the Super Bowl. But if they want Alexander to return, I mean, this season he's tallied 7 deflections, 16 total tackles, and 2 interceptions. So, yeah, I mean, the Packers defense is going to have their hands full, especially filling that void of Jaire Alexander not being present in the secondary. So it's going to be huge for them. We'll see how they adjust to it. Hopefully it's a smooth adjustment because, I mean, the Packers, for sure, this is one of those teams where if they're healthy, they're one of the best teams, if not like the best team, like top 5, top 3 teams in the league. Kind of with the Lions. Like, honestly, I had the Lions winning the Super Bowl like so many times, but when they keep getting injured, it's kind of hard to say they're going to win the Super Bowl. It's just really hard for me to say that about the Packers now. I mean, like I said, one injury is not going to destroy their season. I mean, I think they'll be just fine. But if they do have to play the Eagles, good luck. They could get first-rounded. All right, quick hits. That's all for NFL news. The Cowboys release Ezekiel Elliott. Elliott is seeking to join a playoff team. And this season, he's recorded 226 rush yards on 74 carries and 3 touchdowns. So that's all really the NFL news we have. So we're literally just like 6 minutes into this episode. 7 minutes, basically. And we're already at highlights and lowlights. So this will be a very short episode. So for highlights and lowlights, we actually have 4 this week. First off, we're going to start off with the Saints trick play that they ran against the Raiders. This play was actually awesome, if I can find it. But, I mean, I don't know if any of you were watching this game. I wasn't. But this play is the play of the game. So here we go, play right here. At the start of the second quarter, 3-zip. They toss it to Keaton, or whatever his name is. Throws it back to Rattler. Throws it deep in the end zone. Foster Moreau comes down with it for the touchdown. And the Saints took the lead. And that play took 8 seconds. And, what's the running back's name? It's something Miller. I forget what his name is. Still, the Raiders somehow managed to win this game, but I'm kind of surprised that this didn't give the Raiders as much momentum. I mean, I think the Saints, or not the Raiders, I think the Saints should have went on to win that game, mainly because of that play. All right, next one. This is a game-sealing interception. The Rams clutched up and are likely I'm pretty sure they eliminated the Seahawks, or are they eliminated? I can't remember. I don't remember, so I won't say too much. But here we are. Player here, 13-9, 40 seconds left. Murray throws, it's tipped and picked in the end zone for the interception with 37 seconds left. It's just a really bad way to lose a game. And once the replay comes, it's even worse. Like, it's crazy. Look, it hits his helmet, which, like, he wasn't even ready for it. I bet if he was looking at it or ready for it, he would have had it. This is where it gets tricky, because as you can see, the ball does hit the ground. But it really just, all it depends on is that he has control, and it looks like he has clear control. He never really bobbled it or lost possession of it. It was full control. He never lost it. In real time, it looked like it never hit the ground. But once you see the replay, you can tell that, he hit the ground. But like I said, it can hit the ground, but you have to have firm control. So, all right, we're going to go on to the next one. This is a Lions thing, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about. This Detroit Lions trick play, almost like a flea flicker, but from a wide receiver. It's 3rd and 12, 14-6. 10 minutes and 20 seconds left. Here we go. Goff. He's going to snap the ball. He's going to look. He's going to throw to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who tosses to Jameson Williams, runs it down the sideline with his speed. You can't catch him. He's going to score a touchdown on you all day and easily gets there. Like, this is just such a Lions thing. Like, Ben Johnson is actually, like, really good at what he does. I hope he gets a head coaching job somewhere. I hope it's the Bengals, or at least a defensive mind for the Bengals. But seeing, like, imagine, as a Bengals fan, but can you imagine, though, seeing a Bengals offense with Ben Johnson? Like, can you imagine that? I'm not saying that the Bengals offense is better than the Lions. I mean, the Lions actually have an outstanding offense because of what Ben Johnson does. I really love his play sheet, and, like, I hope he gets a head coaching job somewhere. The last one is the best one. And as a Bengals fan, this actually broke my heart. And I had probably about 10 heart attacks in this game. Bengals Broncos. 14 seconds left. 4th and 1. 24-17. The Broncos are down by 7. The game on the line. Here we go. Look at this. It's 4th and 1. All I gotta do is run the ball or get 1 yard. The pressure comes. Nix's pressure. He's just gonna launch it up there for Marvin Mims. And the dude comes down with it. This was just, like, really depressing to watch as a Bengals fan, especially this play specifically. And whenever I saw Bo Nix hold up the 2 fingers to go for 2, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. They didn't go for 2. They actually went for the extra point. I know the Bengals won, so I don't even care at this point anymore. But my question is this even a catch? Like, it is very debatable. Like, he has it. He loses control right there. He's on the ground, doesn't hit the ground. He's also still losing control, and his helmet was already out of bounds. So I really don't know if that was a catch or the refs just wanted a good game. At this point, I'm not complaining. The Bengals got away with the win. That's all that matters. But during that game, I was like, there's no way that's a catch. Like I said, I had about 10 heart attacks in that game. That was actually arguably the game of the year. That was an awesome game. And the Broncos, they're a really good team. So, yeah, we're going to go on to the Pro Bowl games rosters. So we actually have the AFC and the NFC. Sorry if my mic is really loud. I might be talking a little bit loud, but we're going to start with the AFC at quarterbacks, all right? At quarterback number 1, Josh Allen will be the starter. Joe Burrow is the second string, and Lamar is the third string. At running backs, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, and Jonathan Taylor. This is all in order of, like, first, second, third, who's starting in that position. There's one fullback, and that's Patrick Ricard for the Ravens. The Ravens already have 3 players in the first 3 positions. I actually make that 4. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Jerry Jeudy, Nico Collins, and Zay Flowers are all receivers. Tight ends, Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce. I was actually really surprised that Travis Kelce was in here because, I mean, it's really been a down year for him and really just it's really been a down year for tight ends overall this year outside of Brock Bowers, which I can only think of him at the top of my head. Anyway, offensive tackles is Dion Dawkins, Laramie Tunsil, and Rashawn Slater. Offensive guards are Quentin Nelson, Joe Tooney, and Trey Smith. At centers, we have Creed Humphrey and Tyler Linderbaum. So the Ravens have 5 players in the Pro Bowl. Make it 6 as of now. Defensive end, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, and Max Crosby. Interior defensive linemen, Cameron Hayward, Chris Jones, and Namadi Matabike. I don't know how to say his first name. Outside linebackers are Nick Benito, T.J. Watt, and Khalil Mack. Inside and middle linebackers are Raekwon Smith and Zaire Franklin. Corners, Derek Stingley Jr., Patrick Surtain II, Marlon Humphrey, and Denzel Ward. One free safety, and that's Minkah Fitzpatrick. 2 strong safeties, Kyle Hamilton and Derwin James. Now on the special teams side of things, one of everything. All right, long snapper is Ross Matiskic. I don't know how you pronounce that. Punter is Logan Cook. Place kicker is Chris Boswell. Return specialist is Marvin Mims Jr. And special teamer is Brendan Schooler. So that's all for the AFC side. How many Ravens are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. 5. Is there 5? There has to be more than 5. 6, There's 9 Ravens in the Pro Bowl. That's actually ridiculous. Wow. Wow. All right. Anyway, we're going to go to the NFC side of things, starting with the offense. Quarterbacks, Jared Goff, Jaden Daniels, and Sam Darnold. Running backs are Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Josh Jacobs. 1 fullback, and that's Kyle Juszczyk. 4 wide receivers, and Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Terry McLaurin. Actually, I have both the AFC and NFC offenses in a short, so go check that out. 2 tight ends, in George Kittle and Trey McBride. 3 offensive tackles, 3 offensive guards, and 2 centers. Offensive tackles being Lane Johnson, Penei Sewell, and Tristan Wirfs. Offensive guards being Landon Dickerson, Tyler Smith, and Chris Lindstrom. And the centers being Frank Ragnow and Cam Jurgens. All right, now on the defensive side of things, Nick Bosa, defensive end, Michael Parsons, and Rashawn Gary. Interior defensive linemen, and Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, and Vita Vea. 3 outside linebackers with Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Jared Verse. Middle linebackers are Fred Warner and Zach Bond. Corners, Jalen Johnson, Byron Murphy, J.C. Horn, and Devin Witherspoon. 1 free safety, and that's Xavier McKinney. 2 strong safeties, Buda Baker and Brian Branch. And 1 of everything in special teams, the long snapper being Andrew DePola, I don't know. Punter Jack Fox, place kicker Brandon Aubrey, Cavante Turpin is the return specialist, and Kaderil Hodge is the special teamer. So that's all for the Pro Bowl things. I've seen a lot of snubs. Like Baker Mayfield got snubbed again. I don't know why he's not in it. He should be in it for sure. But all right, we're going to go to the Week 17 recap. What a week it was. We won't do Week 16 because that'd be a lot of games. But I don't think Week 16. It's kind of hard to believe it's already Week 18 and we're already in like playoff conversation right now. It's kind of crazy. But on Christmas Day, we had the Chiefs and Steelers, and I picked the Steelers in this game, and I regret it. The Chiefs were all over the Steelers, 29-10. Also on Christmas Day, the Ravens were all over the Texans, 31-2. Both 2 really boring games. I mean, I didn't watch them, but I had the game on, and I was just like, there's no point in watching this. This is so boring. Thursday night, maybe the sloppiest game I've ever seen. Seahawks and Bears. The Seahawks won 6-3. I'm sorry to everyone who watched that game because that was just flat out bad. On Saturday, the Chargers clobbered the Patriots 40-7. Also on Saturday, the Bengals beat the Broncos in overtime 30-24 by miracle, even though our kicker missed the game winner. The Rams beat the Cardinals 13-9, like that play I just showed you, the game-stealing interception. I'm sorry, is my mic too loud? It might be. I'm sorry if it is. The Eagles were also all over the Cowboys 41-7 on Sunday. The Buccaneers clobbered the Panthers 48-14. The Bills clobbered the Jets 40-14. The Giants got away with a win against the Colts, beating the Colts 45-33. As a Bengals fan, this was huge. All right, now we just need the Broncos and Dolphins to lose this week, and I'm really hoping they do. All right, the Raiders beat the Saints 25-10. The Jaguars beat the Titans 20-13. The Dolphins beat up the Browns 20-3. The Vikings beat the Packers 27-25, even though the Packers were down 27-10 late in the fourth quarter, I believe. The Commanders got away with another W because of Jaden Daniels again. I don't know how many times this kid can do it, but they got away with a win. Not even giving Michael Penix the ball. They got away 30-24. And the Lions got snuck away with a win 40-34 after Brock Purdy exited with an elbow injury. I heard he avoided a bad injury. That's what I heard. So that I kind of forgot to see if we missed any topics, so we're going to do that. But that was week 17. Let's see if we missed any topics. Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury is interested in head coaching or being a head coach again at some point. Calais Campbell is bracing for possibly playing his final NFL game on Sunday. Aaron Jones hopes to re-sign in Minnesota and finish his career with the Vikings. Jets to interview Mike Vrabel for head coaching job. And that's really it. I'm going to see if there's any more before we go on to The next thing, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Tua Tagovailoa is unlikely to play on Sunday, which is tomorrow. So that's not good for the Dolphins. Really good news for Bengals fans. I'm gonna see. I don't know if there's gonna be anything else or not. I'm gonna look through it. I'm gonna make sure we have as little or make like episodes like this. I don't want episodes to be like 40 minutes every week. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, their last one is like the Tua topic, but I did see that Flacco is going to start in the Colts regular season finale. Anthony Richardson won't play. I'm not really seeing too much else. Cowboys to meet with Mike McCarthy next week about head coach job, so that might be a topic next week. But yeah, that's really about it. I'm not seeing too much there. But anyway, we're going to go on to the next segment, Week 18 Power Rankings. I did not do these last week, so, I mean, the rankings right now could be a little iffy because I didn't do these last week. But here we go. At number 1, the Chiefs went up 2 spots to number 1. The Eagles haven't changed at number 2 for a long time. The Bills are at 3, dropping 2 spots. Even with back-to-back blowout wins, the Chiefs have looked like a complete team finally. And then the Vikings are at the 4 spot, going up 1 spot. The Lions dropped to number 5. The Packers, no change. The Ravens went up 1 spot to number 7. Let's see, the Buccaneers at 8, dropping 1 spot. The Rams plus 1 to number 9. Broncos, no change. Chargers plus 2 to number 11. Commanders plus 6 to number 12. The Steelers minus 4 to 13. The Bengals at 14 plus 1. The Dolphins at 15 plus 1. The Seahawks at 16, dropping 4 spots. The 49ers plus 3 at 17. The Texans minus 4 at 18. The Texans look really bad. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit... The Texans could be top 15, but the Texans just look flat out bad right now. Falcons at 19 plus 6. Cardinals at 20 minus 3. Bears at 21 plus 1. Cowboys at 22 minus 3. The Giants at 23 plus 9. The Colts, I might be overhyping them. I don't know if you can hear me or not because I might be a little bit far from the mic. The Colts at 24 minus 3. Panthers at 25 minus 2. Raiders 26, no change. Jaguars plus 3 at 27. Browns 28 minus 4. Jets minus 2 at 29. The Saints are at 30 minus 2. The Patriots are at 31 minus 2, and the Titans are the worst team in the NFL, dropping 1 spot to number 32. The biggest riser of the week was the New York Giants, going up 9 spots from 32 to 23. That win was, I know the Colts are the best team in the world, but that Drew Lock looked insane. 5 touchdown passes. Malik Neighbors had 2 of them. That's insane. The biggest fallers were the Steelers minus 4, 9th to 13th. The Seahawks minus 4, 12th to 16th. And the Texans minus 4, 14 to 18. And the Browns minus 4, 24 to 28. That's all for power rankings. Now we're going to go to week 18 predictions. This is the last week of predictions before the postseason. Last week was the last prediction week of December, and I hope January brings the same kind of stuff because December has been the best month of the year. In the month of December, I went 61-13 in the month of December. That's insane. Last week, though, I went 13-3, which another solid week. There really has not been a bad week in December. I mean, I'll go all the way back to where December started. All right, December started off with a 11-1 record, and then the next week, I went I guess technically the week of November and December, I went 15-1. But the first full week of December, I went 10-3. The next week, 14-2. The next week, 12-4. And the next week, 13-3. Best week by far. And we're going to go to this week's predictions. Today, the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens play at 4 o'clock, which is in a while. But I have the Ravens on top of the Browns. And later at 8 o'clock tonight, I'm taking the Bengals over the Steelers. I really need the Bengals to win this week. That's really the best chance we the number one thing we need to do is win against the Steelers for sure. On Sunday at 1 o'clock, I'm taking the Falcons over the Panthers, the Texans over the Titans, barely though. The Eagles over the Giants, the Colts over the Jaguars, the Commanders over the Cowboys, the Packers over the Bears, the Buccaneers over the Saints, and the Bills over the Patriots. For the afternoon games, I'm taking the Chargers over the Raiders, the 49ers over the Cardinals, the Broncos over the Chiefs because the Chiefs are benching like a lot of their roster. And then I'm taking the Rams over the Seahawks and the Dolphins over the Jets. I really need the Chiefs and Jets. The Chiefs and Jets are going to be my favorite teams on Sunday. Today, though, they're the Bengals. Tomorrow, they're going to be the Jets and Chiefs. Those are my favorite teams. Then on Sunday Night Football, there was not a Thursday night game this week, and there's not going to be a Monday night one as well. I'm taking the Lions over the Vikings. It's going to be close. I might change that prediction later on in the week. We'll see what happens. Right now, I'm currently sitting at a 166-86 overall record, and 0-0 on the week and 0-0 on the month because January just started. Yeah, I guess the week or the time before Christmas, I guess that was my last episode. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna look back. My final record last season in predictions was 157 and 112. We absolutely clobbered that with 166 and 86. We're all over that last year. So, anyway, that was predictions. No stardom, sit 'em. We're going to go to the question of the week. I don't think there's... Oh, by the way, NFL Fantasy Update. The DNT Fantasy League has officially ended. And you can never guess who the first place champion was. You're looking right at him. I know some of you might be complaining like, oh, he's the owner, and it's owner's luck or whatever you want to call it. I have zero luck. I actually lost 3 games. That's the most I might have ever lost in a fantasy season. So, congrats to you, the 3 who beat me. I went on a 7-game win streak, finished first place. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. What was the score in the championship game? I think the whole season ended in week 16, I believe. So I can't find the score of it. So yeah, it's just not gonna show me the score, I guess. But this was a lot of fun. I actually really liked the fantasy Super Bowl game. Was 144-113. I beat Sparks' Skibbity team, the 3 seed. Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I was first place. Sparks' Skibbity team was second. Third place was Laporta Potty. Fourth place was Jaire. I hate that name, whoever Laporta is. Fifth place was T-Dog. Sixth place was AAC CMC Prods. Seventh place was Falcons. And eighth place was Cannonball 99. It was a lot of fun. I want to do this again next year, and hopefully we have a lot more participants next year. Because we were supposed to have 16 people, but I had to cut it to 8 because no one else was joining. So hopefully we can do this again next year. Put it in the comments below if you want to be in the fantasy league next year. I really want to do that. That'll be so much fun. I thought it was a lot of fun. So hopefully we can do that again. Anyway, question of the week. Who's in, who's out? The Broncos, Dolphins, or Bengals? This one's actually really tight. It's going to be neck and neck on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, the Broncos and Dolphins both play in the afternoon on Sunday. The Bengals play at 4 o'clock in about 30 minutes. So it's going to be really tight. I think most likely, if I had to order them, I would say most likely is going to be Broncos. I want to say Dolphin. I don't know, dude. It's kind of hard for me to answer this question because of how tight the 7th seed is going to be. I would say the Broncos are the current favorite right now. The fact that the Chiefs are sitting everybody and the Broncos have a huge advantage. I really need another doink or another blocked field goal for the Broncos because I just really need the Chiefs to beat them somehow. I don't care how they beat them. I don't care how stupid of a way they beat them. I don't care. I don't care that everyone is going to react to the Chiefs losing if they lose, and they're going to be so happy. You're all 15-2. You guys are terrible. I don't care. I want the Chiefs to win so bad. This is one of the only times I'm ever going to root for the Chiefs. they're without Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and Chris Jones. So I need Carson Wentz to become Drew Lock this week and throw 5 touchdowns. I just need him to be acceptable and just get the job done. But I would say the Broncos are in and the Dolphins and Bengals are out. So the Bengals, they have to climb all the way up the rankings. They were the 10th seed if the season ended a few weeks ago. The Colts lost, so now they're the 9th. The Bengals are at the very bottom of things, and I would actually be very happy and very surprised that the Bengals went from way down here to the 7th seed up there. I would actually be very surprised if the Bengals pulled that off. I'd be surprised and not surprised the fact that it's Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals. But then we have the Broncos and Dolphins, who are both are in better spots right now. So I'm not going to say the season's over yet for the Bengals. There's a really good chance. But who's in, who's out? The Broncos are in. The Dolphins and Bengals are out. I hope it's the other way around and hope the Bengals are in. But we'll see how it goes. We might have just ended the episode almost perfectly for the first time in forever. When's the last time we had a 30-minute or less episode? I'm going to look through it. It's been a long time. The last one was episode 32 at 31 minutes and 48 seconds. Wow. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you did, if you enjoyed, hit the like and the subscribe button and the notification button to get notified every single upload this channel makes. Check out the episode from 2 weeks ago, episode 40, where the Falcons benched Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix has been excelling at the position right now. And they're not looking like idiots anymore. They're looking like actually a genius fan, or what do you want to call it? A genius team, whatever franchise. That's what we want to call it. But I'll see you guys next week for another great episode on Deacon's NFL Talk.